So you are welcome. Let's share it first. So you are welcome to my healthy food, where we share ideas and recipes on how to stay healthy naturally. So I'm your host, Grace Enemali, Gracious Grace. Today we want to talk about something that is very, very, interesting to a lot of us in this part of the world. And that is my 6 top foods to ward off malaria and typhoid. Yes, I had said in some earlier videos that I've not had to treat malaria and typhoid for several years, even up till now. I'm talking of taking over-the-counter antibiotics to handle bacteria or to treat similar things like that. It's been a very long time, over 10 years. At the other time, I said it's over, as a matter of fact, it's over 14 years. It's interesting for us. It's also something I really like to share sometimes with people who are thinking that it's not possible. I was in that school of thought to stay without over-the-counter medications. Because when I say not taking, it's not, I don't feel comfortable to say not taking drugs. The herbs we are taking, they do more than drugs. Yes. So that is why if people are on medication, most times they don't find it convenient to take the drugs. And so malaria and typhoid, as we all know, is one of the most dreaded ailments, not only in Nigeria, in West Africa, among the black race, and even in some other countries. And so malaria and typhoid recently became something like Netflix problems. Yes, night never ends. Okay, yes, thank you. Something recently became something that became like a dread to a lot of people. People, just like it was to me several years ago. You're taking drugs, taking antibiotics, and it's repeatedly coming. I mean, talking of the malaria and typhoid. Now, would you believe that somebody could stay, somebody who was running in and out of laboratories to check malaria, to check typhoid, or taking these antibiotics, tomorrow is this, is that, could now stay for several years, feeling good? No such medications. It is this, some of the secrets I want to share in this very life. So I want you to stay tuned, because if you don't forget to subscribe also to this channel for new messages such as this. So if you are always treating malaria and typhoid, if you know someone who is always battling with malaria and typhoid, you need to also share this message to such a person, because it is possible actually to live a healthy life without all those, over-the-counter drugs, because a good number of times they do more harm than good. Yes, they seem to do us more harm than good. After healing you, after recovering from from the disease, you now have to recover from the drugs again. That is the havoc that the drugs may have done to you. And so number one food not to take our time is garlic. Yes, garlic is very easy and affordable. It is something that a lot of us are already familiar with, but many people are not aware of the extraordinary antibacterial properties in those tiny cloves of garlic. Now, if I suspect malaria, There are some symptoms when the immune system is low. I mean, you're having something like you're feeling feverish, you're feeling low appetite. You know it. You're feeling sluggish, sometimes poor sleep, sometimes feeling like coldness, a lot of other things like that. Then you suspect that your immune system is under attack. That is when you need to do adjustment to your diet. That's exactly what I do. That is exactly when you need to do this. You don't need to wait for malaria and typhoid to get you down completely before you start going for the garlic, or before you start going for all these foods I want to talk about. Because if you allow that to happen, my dear, you must need to go for, hospital you need to go for over-the-counter medication. You don't have to wait. Please note this point down. It's one of the top secrets. Because once that malaria or typhoid gets you down completely, once it succeeds in breaking down your entire immune system, it becomes difficult for you to make use of either garlic or any of these things, because you're already defeated. So you may need to go for help before you now come, but you don't have to wait. That's what I do. Once you suspect those things, you start immediately. And how do you do about it? In addition to cooking with it, I use it to spice up my meal. In addition to cooking with it, I also chew it. I think I should have shown us how I do, but I already chewed garlic this morning before coming here. So we just take 2 cloves of garlic. It's very easy. I already did a video on it. It's on my channel. So you just take 2 cloves, 2 fresh cloves. I already always prefer the purple cloves, not the large white cloves. Those purple cloves are very hot. You can swallow it. I do. If you feel it's too hot, you swallow it. It's not going to do any harm. Take like 2, depending on the size. If it's medium size, 2 will be okay for you. After your water therapy, you swallow it in the morning. If you are suspecting that malaria is knocking, if you are suspecting that typhoid is knocking, please, even if you are doing other remedies, don't leave out garlic. That is just an important aspect. Now, it is possible or easy to see a lot of people mixing herbs. Some don't even know the purpose of the herbs they are mixing. They just get information that you should mix herbs. A lot of people like to mix herbs here and there, join so many herbs together and boil and drink. I don't do that. I like to know which ones I am boiling and why I'm adding it. So it is not wrong to mix herbs and whatever and take, but always know exactly the function of each of the herbs that you are taking, so that you will be able to know the quantity and how strong it is, because these herbs are very strong. That is the truth, I must let you know. So garlic is one of such. You start taking it, and if you start taking it, you don't just have to stop at least 7, 8 to 10 days. That is, if you want to get result, if you are sure that those symptoms are similar to those of typhoid and malaria, you need to start immediately. Sometimes those who are already on, hi mama, talk about, okay, somebody, yes, I'm talking about, I already scheduled to talk about this. You talk about Bambara nut, Naba, Janet, Chinelo, my sister. Okay, what I'll do for, because you are here in my life, I will talk a little about the Bambara nut. Yes, because you are here. Because I like to, gives preference to people who are already in my life. So if you're already in my life, I'm going to highlight it, but I have a scheduled topic on this, and some people are going to be here because of that. So briefly, what aspect of Bambara nut do you want me to talk? Can you just drop that comment? Let me quickly touch it before I continue with the subject. Janet Chinelo, can you just kindly drop that in the comment section so that I quickly attend to it? because it seems it's your particular interest. Yes, you're welcome. Munaza, Cax, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome to my life. I'm talking about my top foods and the top foods to eat. And the thing about the Bambara nut that you are talking is, I'm even going to just co-opt it into the subject because protein is a protein source. So I need you to comment, please, Chinelo. Okay, I want to know if it's okay. Okay, let me just tell you. As a matter of fact, they call it Opa in the eastern part of Nigeria, Bambara nuts. They used to be, I love to eat it. It's a sort of protein. I had it yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I even did a video which I'm still considering whether to post or not. I've already uploaded that video on my breakfast or some other meals with Bambara nut. But let me tell you briefly about Bambara nuts. Now, Bambara nut is a delicacy common in eastern Nigeria with the Easterners, the Igbos. And I don't know about other countries, maybe they have it too. But every region is often gifted with either with certain foods or fruits, either because of the soil or whatever. But the Bambara nut, which we call Opa in our own side, is a source of, they use it in making Opa, the food. That's one I want to talk about. But if you are in the eastern part, you can also see them boil it and sell it like just, I saw it the last time I traveled down to the east. I saw people selling that Opa without mixing it with oil, just like that. You just buy it like a snack and eat. So the Opa is a source of protein, plant-based protein. The Opa is healthy, but I will also try to mention, depending on your age. I need to know your age also, because age plays a lot of role in all of this. The mode of preparation also I want to share. So the Opa is a source of protein. It's great for our bones. It's great for diabetics because it digests slowly. Yeah, it digests slowly. It contains carbohydrates too. I have had a long time ago to search. In fact, I wrote about it in my blog. So a long time ago, I've talked about Bambara nut in my blog. Grace Anomaly blog. I've talked about it. So it's a healthy. Okay, yes. 35 years. Okay. Now, you're welcome again, Janet, my guest namesake, Chinelo Nwa. So, Chinelo, you are welcome. Now, if you are the one eating it or is your mother eating it, it's another issue. But one thing I can tell you very well about Bambara nut is a protein source. Not only is it a protein source, it contains carbohydrates. It's great for your bones if you want a food that will strengthen your bones. But it's not also the food that you should be taking, all the time. All the time, in the sense that we believe here in moderation. Yes. If you are consuming it all the time, there are some trace minerals that you may not get from it. Those minute minerals, except you are cooking it with things like sea salt. As a matter of fact, if you are preparing it, I have seen them prepare it with some vegetables because of the starchy nature of it. Now, the people that are preparing with vegetables, I believe they have come to realize that you need to add vegetables because it's really starchy. So it's a healthy food. The best time to eat it is in the morning, please. But that is not to say you should focus on only Opa, because it's also a source of carbohydrates, and you need other micronutrients in your diet. So you don't just focus on one particular food and be consuming it. So that's by the way. And then it's best to add vegetables to eat. And then also add animal protein. It's not a complete protein. Let me just categorically tell you. It doesn't contain complete amino acids. If you eat it with boiled egg, it's very good to make it complete so that your body can utilize it properly. So that is, but if you don't eat it with complete amino acids like egg or other animal protein in addition to it, sometimes you may be doubting whether it's a healthy food or not. These are some of the things that happen when you eat certain foods that are not complete, and you are now wondering within you, the way you are feeling, that I thought this food is good, why am I feeling this way? It's because if you do not add complete amino acid foods from the animal kingdom a little to eat, it may make it difficult for your body to fully utilize it, making you wonder whether it's actually a healthy food. Yes, my dear, that is it. Always try to add a little of animal protein there so that you can get the best of the Bambara nut. It's not a complete protein. It doesn't have complete amino acids unless you add foods with complete amino acids. I hope that answers it. So back to this topic which we are talking, my 6 top foods to keep away, to keep malaria and typhoid. Please, Janet Chinelo, I want you to comment below if you are okay with my response, or if you have another question you want to ask about it. Please comment below if you are satisfied, because it's not possible to talk on everything now. So, but I just had to, it's not my focus. So the top foods, I have talked about garlic. And I want you to listen to this 6 top food, because your age is the age grade of people who always suffer typhoid and malaria. That is the age, because it's usually that age that you antibiotics. After about 2 months, you go for another antibiotics, and by so doing, you are gradually destroying your gut health. So that is number 1. Number 2 food is lemongrass. Now, if you suspect that malaria is knocking all around, malaria and typhoid, that is when you need to go look for your lemongrass. Lemongrass is not a tea that you should consume every day, just like every other food. But there are times, as a matter of fact, recently, I was away from lemongrass for a very long time, but had to go for it. So if you suspect malaria, my dear, suspect some sluggishness from coldness, around, poor digestion, low appetite, all those stuff, it's time to go for your lemongrass tea. It helps to dissolve those unhealthy fats. It helps to, ward off a lot of inflammations in the body, including pains, some that are already paining you. Sometimes the malaria parasites trigger a lot of inflammations. It could be even toothache, it could be sore throat, it could be joint pains, all over the place, because of the parasite, the malaria parasites. The cause of the malaria parasite, Anopheles mosquito, we are told, which is true. If you expose yourself, as a matter of fact, this season is season of malaria. That's why I decided to talk about it. Yes, it's a season of a lot of people complain, and I even had slight symptoms recently. That symptom was what made me decide to talk about the top subject, because I know when the rain is just coming, the malaria parasites are more. And you know that if you keep stagnant waters around you, or you live in areas where there are, all these small lakes, waters in small pockets, like, all those water that are not moving, not flowing, and just stuck in one small environment or container, mosquitoes will breed there, and that area will be filled with mosquitoes. These are the things that, so even if you have some of those things around you, it's always good to throw the waters away and keep them clean. And then you need to also be sleeping with a mosquito net to keep yourself, not to expose yourself too much. These are some of the precautions, apart from the food I'm talking about. We need to also take these precautions. It's very easy to get a mosquito net, treated net, to ensure you are using it to sleep wherever you are. And so you need to take lemongrass tea. It's a warming tea. It's naturally caffeine free. When you drink it, it starts sending heat. One of the things that most of these diseases does is that they will bring about coldness in your body. They will reduce the blood circulation. The yeast will be out of control. And then it looks like your body is not, you are not even sweating again. I made a video also some time ago that if you are not sweating, you need to be cautious. It may be that something is brewing underground about your health. And if you are sweating too much, it's also not good, especially in the morning. Can we put the garlic inside water and leave for days to diffuse before? Now, I've heard people talk about doing it that way. There are different remedies online. But what I do is what I normally like to share. I just remove the peels of the garlic and I chew it. I just remove the peels and I'll put it and swallow it. Before I used to chew it, but I noticed that sometimes it will be burning you around your chest. You just swallow it. It works. It's not going to give you instant relief, including those people that are managing high blood pressure. Some of them do, point out that maybe it's not working for it. It won't work if the BP is already high, because the garlic is a blood thinner. Now, when these malaria parasites enter our body, they thicken our blood. They drop a lot of parasite to feed on the blood. So the blood becomes like it's polluted, it's too thick. But if you can bring in foods like garlic to thin out the blood, it will disarm the bacteria and parasites and reduce the ability, the powers that they have. It's going to reduce it drastically. So if you are taking the garlic and you want to put it inside water to diffuse, some say you can soak it with olive oil. There are the various remedies you can put inside boiled water, but my own is I cook with it, then I also take it raw. This morning I took it and I already told you that I should have brought one now to come and chew up, but I did a video already, it's on my channel, and I already took garlic this morning. Yes. Sorry about that. I already took garlic. So this morning, I have been on it for a few days now, and I'll also be ending up. So remember, garlic, lemongrass is number 2. Then the number 3 is the neem tea. We call it dogoyaro. It's bitter. If you are suspecting malaria, sometimes you may even take over-the-counter medication for malaria. And after taking it, a few days later, you are still feeling like you are still unwell. Go get yourself neem tea. Now, neem tea alone cannot fully treat malaria. It's something I have tried, seriously tried it. But when you combine it with lemongrass, you get a better result. I've tried it. There is a reason why you see most of these our parents, these elderly parents, most times you see them combining herbs. They may not be so educated, but the synergy of these herbs, they have already come to understand that it really works well when you combine some of those herbs. So I'm not too much in a hurry to combine herbs most of the time. But one thing I know is that if you take lemongrass the same day and you also take neem the same day, even if you are taking separately, the grip of malaria and typhoid will be slowing down in your body, in your bloodstream. Yes, It will be slowing down. It will be destroying the grip, the inflammations, because the inflammation is the root cause, is the precursor. So when the inflammation go forward to prepare the ground, by the time the inflammations are destroyed, there will be no room for malaria, there will be no room for typhoid. This is exactly the secret. This is exactly the secret. And I tell you, that's exactly how it works. But if you are ignorant, you allow them to create inflammations. And sometimes you may even be taking some analgesics, over-the-counter analgesics, to calm down the headaches, the pains, and the rest. Whereas the root cause of the problem is still behind. So if you take the neem tea, it's going to support your liver. It's going to kill off some parasites. I love that tea, but it's not supposed to be an everyday tea like other regular teas. But I tell you, it will boost your digestive health. Sometimes when this malaria parasite comes, you notice that you are no longer having appetite. Why? Because your stomach is already filled with the parasites and it's no longer producing the digestive juice as it was doing. So because of it's no longer producing the juice for digestion, you will no longer be feeling hungry. So that is how it starts. But by the time you take teas like this neem tea, which we call dogoyaro, it's going to kill a lot of those parasites. And then you start eating, you start having your system starts moving as a matter of fact. You start to empty your bowel. The toxins start going out. Most of the bacteria are already killed and they start moving out. Your colon starts moving too. So by the time those toxins are going out, as your system is now free, you start feeling hungry. You start recovering. That is the secret. Then another of the food that helps me when I suspect that malaria is ginger. Ginger is all weather. It helps you to activate your digestive, to activate your intestine to start producing acid for digestion. And it helps to kill pain naturally. It's a natural pain destroyer. It fights inflammations. Yes, that's what ginger does. Those inflammation that those diseases, those malaria parasites are trying to, including the typhoid, whatever, it fights them and destroys them. Yes, ginger is one of the teas. It's a gut-friendly tea and it's naturally caffeine-free. You know, sometimes in the years of ignorance, I would like to put it that way, you notice that sometimes you just feel like you should be taking black tea, you should be taking green tea. Now I can tell you for free that they are in the list of the worst foods you should be taking if you suspect malaria and typhoid. All the caffeinated teas, they are no, including coffee. I take coffee, but when you suspect malaria or typhoid, you need to run away from those caffeinated teas, black tea, green tea, coffee. You stay away completely and start going for teas like lemongrass tea, mint tea, teas like ginger tea, teas like what do they call hibiscus flower tea, similar teas. If you have bitter leaf tea, you take it. If you have neem tea, you take it. Then another tea that I normally take, if I suspect things like that, to boost my immunity, is the papaya leaf tea. It's bitter too. But now the thing about trying to ward off malaria or typhoid to keep you healthy throughout the year is that once your liver starts working, almost all organs of your body starts working. Once your kidney starts working, what they do is to stop those organs from working. That is it. What the malaria and typhoid does is to create an environment that they can make the liver not a possible, it can make the environment difficult for the liver to export or destroy fat, to handle fat. So the fat starts clogging the liver. So the liver becomes like it's soaked in fat, in oils. So you fat. Yet why when you are having malaria symptom, you notice that if you eat any fatty thing, it is destroying you. Can we add the ginger to the neem and tea? You know, that is why what I said before. I don't like all those mixture. Once in a while I do. The only one I can add, I do add, is the one I want to share with you. You see lemongrass. If I suspect malaria and I want to take lemongrass, sometimes I join it with zobo, hibiscus tea, maybe in case there's shortage of blood. You know, we are always conscious of blood shortage because there's no blood. You can't go to any blood bank, and particularly myself, if you know that you have a blood group that is very expensive, O negative, you have to be very conscious. And if you know that you're not eating well all the time, like you're eating a variety, you know, we seniors, you know, sometimes when you are trying to treat, that is my own. So I normally add that hibiscus tea a little, and sometimes I now add what is it called? I now add guava leaf. I even have some dried leaves here. See the guava leaf. See, look at it. This dried one, whether it's dried or fresh, you can just add a few leaves, cut like 3 or 4, and wash it and add. You don't have to add much. The main herb that I normally just I let the lemongrass be a little bit more. It doesn't have to be much. Some people will go and pack a bottle with just a few leaves of lemongrass, boil it, add this, add that. It will activate sweating. It will get things moving. Let me put it that way. Sometimes the intestine is like stocked. It happens to me. It's not, you're not emptying your bowel, the toxins are held in, everything is like, all the roads are blocked. And whatever you take at that point, except that thing is dealing with that malaria, is going to make you feel worse. You can, even the healthiest of foods, you can't eat. If you eat coconut, it's a problem. Why? Because coconut comes with fat. And fat is a daily part of our diet. So when the liver has already been stopped from working, dealing with, you know, it's involved in fat metabolism seriously. And so when the liver is already stopped, so a lot of things get stopped. So you have to get herbs. And majority of the herbs that can help with liver function, they are good, bitter. Even the dandelion, they are bitter. They contain some amount of bitterness in them. So that little bitterness is what helps the liver, activates the liver, tones the liver, like toning, tones the liver, and it begins to push out the fat and begins to work. And once that begins to happen, you are already back to health. And then the another aspect of it, which I also really observe, is on the constipation side. Sometimes the parasite go and block the colon from working. They normally like to block the organs. Once they block one from working, the other, these organs, they work together. So once one is blocked from working, the other one too tend to stop. I don't know how to express it in our daily activity, but that is the way I have come to see the body system, my own body system working. I give you another instance of what I'm trying to explain. When dealing with malaria, if you suspect malaria or typhoid, now if you find a food that can support your colon health, to get your colon moving, at least to help the colon to move out the waste. Once those waste goes out, the liver starts moving too. Your liver gets like recovered. So the same thing with the kidney. They are kind of, they have a way they cooperate. There's a cooperation, a very, mysterious cooperation. It's a mystery that goes on between the organs, which is beyond sometimes our own comprehension. That is the truth. So if one is stopped from working, the other one too seem to say, okay, you are not clearing the waste, so the one I have here, I can't even release them. That's what the liver may be saying. So once you, since the colon is not clearing it, so I can't release this one, it's still with me. There is no place to, just like you are bringing in a car. Good day, ma. I like your personality. Please, how old are you? Please type your answer. Agnes, you like my personality. How long have you been in my channel? Agnes, and I will answer you. Are you a new subscriber? Agnes, type your age. I like us to be friends too. Would you like to be my friend? I'm waiting. I'm waiting before we go. Agnes Sunday. I'm waiting for your response. So, because, you have to, when the organs, when the other one starts moving, the other one will start moving too. Yeah, that is what I personally found out on my own. It's just like you are bringing in a car, in a park, and the other cars are still there. That is just an example of what I see happen within my body, and I think within our organs. And you are parking it, you are going to a garage. If that garage is not cleared, you can't bring in the other cars. You just have to wait. That's how they normally work. That's the way I see it. So sometimes a herb that can help that can keep the colon moving, take out the waste and toxins, automatically will be boosting your immunity, because it's going to support the liver indirectly too. It's going to support the kidney indirectly too. That is what happens. I am 61 years old. I think I need to answer that one. I've answered you, so you respond to me too. I am 61 years. And let me know if I look too old for the age. 61 this year. Yes, this year I'm 60, 2025, my next birthday. So, are you okay with that? Agnes Sunday. I'm waiting for you, for your response. So, what I is that you do not have to just focus on one particular side. Sometimes the relief you are looking for malaria and typhoid may come from the fact that your system is moving now. Good day, my okay. Said hi. Zona Washington. You are welcome, Zona Washington. Agnes Sunday, I'm still waiting. I'll say hi to you. You look 30s for me. That's why I will. Let me just dance. Dance. I am an old mama. Can you look at my face? I'm old mama. Enjoying good health by the grace of God. Not on any medication for blood pressure, blood sugar, for arthritis or whatever. I'm so happy for that comment. It's also encouraging. Yes, with all the things that's going on. So thank you for the follow, or either the subscriber or the follow, or you want to join my channel. But what I tell you, I promise, is that I always tell people the truth. I share my life, and what is working for me is what I normally share. I know that a lot of people are already ravaged before they get to 60, especially women. They're ravaged because of medications, too many medications. I've seen a lot of women. It's very rare to see people who are in our age bracket or age grade who are not on 1, 2, or 3 medications in order to continue living their life. So let me know also where you are chatting from, please. I always like that, so that we can, know each other better. So that when next we meet, we can say, yes, this is this person from this place. So I like Agnes Sunday to comment where you are chatting me from. So thank you so much for that, your comment. Healthy food place is where we are. And in addition to healthy food, the grace of God is also there. And I am gracious grace. So that's what we are talking, that you can actually, help your organs. Once you can take food that can support your liver, support your kidney, support your pancreas, support your colon, malaria and typhoid do not have a place. That's my secret. Okay. Yes. You're welcome. I'm in Ogun State, where I am chatting you from now. That's where I stay. That's where I live. In Ogun State, Nigeria. But I am from the eastern part of Nigeria. Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to embrace the foods that will support these organs. And that will bring us to the next one that I always run to when I'm suspecting that malaria is trying to knock. That's lemon juice in warm water. Now, lemon juice, if you don't have access to lemon juice, you should focus your eyes on citrus. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant. And so if you are suspecting that it seems like malaria is coming, it seems like typhoid is on the way, they always come with those symptoms and signals, which I already told us. You can stop them. I haven't had fever. I haven't treated fever like fever. I have fever for more than 15 or 16 years too. The same thing with cough. I haven't had cough. I thank God for His grace. These are the secrets. This is exactly what I'm trying to share with us in my channel. This is how you need to understand how these things work. The natural foods are there. Mother Nature has already given them to us. All we need is knowledge and education, just as I'm educating you. Some of you have these herbs in your compound, your backyard, but because nobody educated you, because nobody taught you. So that's why education is very important. Yes, education is important. You need to be educated. So if you have it, for instance, and you are not taught, it means nothing to you. It's useless. So this helps. You used it to ward off inflammations, to trigger heat. Coldness is also another root cause of disease. Now that it's raining in this part, you notice that some people are, feeling cold, complain of coldness. It's very easy. I used to be a victim before. You're not aware that cold is even a virus. So sometimes maybe you have been beaten by rain or touched you, even when you are trying to move from somewhere to another location. Or maybe you're on your way back from a journey, like it happened to me last week, and suddenly the rain started. So that's not, if it were in the former days, that would give me sickness maybe for another 1 week. But guess what? If you happen to be, once you come back, you get your ginger tea. Even I didn't have to take ginger tea that day, because I didn't even have anyone around me that particular day. But what did I do? I made use of mint oil to inhale. Mint oil. I always have essential oils around. When you inhale it, it's going to send heat and kill off. It has antiseptic properties. It's going to send heat. Once heat is there, there will be nothing like inflammations. There will be nothing like bacteria. At that early stage, that's when you need to get them out. That is the secret. I hope you are writing those things down. The things I say I'm taking: garlic, lemongrass, neem tea, papaya leaves tea. Have you put there some of them down? Yes. I've mentioned garlic, lemongrass. I've talked about papaya leaves tea. I talked about ginger tea. And then neem tea. Yes, you need to also add the lemon juice in your warm water. That's what I said, to help to go deeper. Sometimes cholesterol may be part of the problem and you may not even be aware. Cholesterol will be like sticky wax around, and you may be treating and the cholesterol will be there. So why it is better for seniors like us to always explore natural means is because most of them will not only deal with the problem, they will also tackle the cholesterol. So that is it. And then finally, there's one other food I want to add to make it a seventh one, and that is cloves. Those tiny cloves, don't joke with it. It's able to lower your blood sugar. It has ability to destroy acids. Sometimes acidic buildup is one of the leading cause of some of the things we suffer. We call malaria and typhoid. The acid is too much, and we still end up bringing in more acids. So you don't have to joke with it. Those tiny cloves, just take them and about 2 or 3. If you are suspecting malaria and typhoid, it's going to keep your body warm and stop the pains. Remember, it's great for toothache. These are inflammations, all those aches and pains. Yes, and it's a bone strengthening food. I'm talking of cloves. So these are the foods, my top foods. And remember to take probiotics too. When you are taking some of these spices, sometimes if you take too much, it's going to make you start feeling like you are feeling like an ulcer sign or so, because you have destroyed that. Good afternoon, you're welcome, because you seem to have destroyed the healthy and unhealthy gut bacteria. You're welcome to my life. So most times the healthy and unhealthy gut bacteria are also destroyed when you are using spices, like powerful spices, to send off bacteria away or to reduce their number. Things like garlic, ginger. If you take them too much, they have their own negative effect. So what should you do? You go for something like millet, fermented millet, or yogurt, a good yogurt, not all those yogurt with chemical preservatives and all kinds of sugars. Get a good probiotic, either from any of the fermented grains like fermented millet or even yogurt or other probiotics, depending on where you're watching from. So it's going to I don't get what you say. I'm sorry, but it seems like trolls juice are following me here, in here. Okay, that's not to say about what we are talking about. So that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, you say you are watching from Israel. Okay. I was just trying. Okay, you're welcome. You are saying that trolls are following you. I don't get that. I already even deleted that comment because I don't understand it. Can you just please bear with me and highlight again what you're trying to say there, because I didn't get it. So you're welcome. I'm watching from Israel. Our hearts are with Israel for the ongoing fight there, and I pray that God will give you victory as always, in Jesus' name, amen. So what I'm trying to say, we are talking about the foods to strengthen our gut health, foods that will help us ward off diseases. And then lastly, I'm trying to round up by talking on probiotics. Okay, you are talking that it's a one-side war. How is it a one-side war? Can you comment, please? How is it one side? I'm interested in that subject. How is it one side? Iran and Israel. How is it a one side? Oh yeah, waiting for your comment. I'm waiting. Thoughts Thai or T. How do I call that name? Thoughts T or Thai. So please, I'd like you to, if possible, explain that point again about, and I said earlier that may God give you the victory, as always. So what I'm saying is that when you have taken too much of the spicy stuff, sometimes you need to strengthen your gut health. Sometimes you need something like a probiotic, fermented food, to boost the healthy gut bacteria. Because when you take things like garlic regularly for a couple of days and you take it, with as you're taking other spices to fight off bacteria, sometimes you destroy even the good and the bad, just like drugs do, medications do. Some of them are very powerful. So you don't just have to take them for granted. So you need to replenish your gut by getting something fermented. Okay, Israel wants to expand her lands according to the biblical scriptures. Yes. Yes, the word of God must come to pass. Yes, the word of God must come to pass. That we know. So, is it wrong for them to try to fulfill what is already in the scriptures? So that is it. Is it wrong for them to try to fulfill what is already written in the scripture? I don't think so. Chinwe Cooper, you are welcome. Chinwe Cooper, you are welcome to the house. So you can drop your comments. Let's talk about it. But I'm talking on the top foods that helps to ward off malaria and typhoid. So, and there is something about, there is something about all this striking from Iran. Okay, you are talking of this is delusional thinking because we are talking about lives of people. Are they killing people because of it? Some of us, we do not have adequate and enough information. We're not well informed about the fight. So we didn't really get the full gist or the full story of the fight. So that is it. They do not need to kill people because they want to expand their borders. But from what we are hearing here, we are hearing that it is actually America that is, after Iran. And they are now trying to use Israel in the front. When you are trying to push them there. So Israel seems to be playing along. Trying to be a good boy, a good person. So that's the way we are looking at it and trying to interpret it. Chinwe Copper, where are you chatting from? Hi to you. Chinwe Copper, you're welcome. Gracious Grace is my own name. You're welcome to my life. Yes. Drop your comment. I'd like you to drop your comment where you are chatting from, where you are joining from. I'd like to know from where. Yes. And if you have something that you need me to talk about, whether it has, even if it has to do with the scriptural aspect, I can also do that. But I had already talked briefly on the top foods, 6 top foods that helps me to ward off malaria and typhoid. And if you want me to assist you or to attend to any question bothering you about how you can use food as your medicine, you can also drop the comment. I'll be glad to do so. So I'll be waiting. Chinwe Copper, I'll be waiting. Let me see all the others too. Okay, you're actually from Israel. Okay, we've talked. Agnes Sunday, we already talked. Naba, Janet, Chinedo, we already talked. Munazaka, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm waiting for you. Let's talk about this, or we'll be rounding it up. Okay, Chinwe Copper, I'm waiting for your comment. Tough tie or T. I can't call that name very well. I'm also waiting for you. If there's any other comment from you. Okay. Keloid. So what do you want me to talk about keloid? It's an interesting subject. This thing that normally grow around the head. I'd like to, if you want me to talk about how you can be helped, it's something I have managed successfully too. How do you want me to talk about keloid? Is it the food that can help you? Are you talking of the food to cure it? And where is the location of the keloid? It's an inflammation. Aldit, well, yes, you're welcome. Yes, hi. Yes, I've seen your comment. You mentioned, you commented on, you said keloid. That is an inflammation that normally happens to people, especially men. Talking about keloid, yes, I can see those flowers flying. Yes, you're welcome. I can see them. Thank you for that. I can see them. Yes, you're welcome. I'm waiting. Added way, keloid. So what exactly do you want me to talk about keloid? Because keloid is something I'm quite familiar with. Very, very familiar with. And it's also an inflammation. Chinwe Copper, you have been saying hi. So what exactly do you want us to? What is the hi about? Yes. Let me have your comment, Chinwe Copper. Let me have your comment and where you are speaking from. Yes, and I'll do it way. Chinwe Copper, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Most of the listeners are okay. Maybe that's why. Not all of them. There are a few of them, like this Chinwe Copper. Okay, most of the users, listeners are AI. How did you? But some of them are not all of them. This one, Agnes Sunday, is from Ogun State. That is not AI. Zona, Washington. So we'll be rounding it up right now. At least I've done my own bit. See you again.